All right, folks, before we get started, I'd like to ask you to support Secrets of the Ancients. If you want to watch this and future videos, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Every bit helps, honestly. So do you think history is just a bunch of boring stories from school books? Well, get ready to change your mind. In today's video, we're diving into the dark, hidden secrets of ancient civilizations, from the terrifying family drama of the Mochi people to prehistoric cannibalism hidden in ancient caves, and even long-lost buried cities. Let's start with the Mochi family drama. The ancient Mochi civilization took family drama to a whole new level. According to a shocking DNA study, high-status funerals in Peru about 1,500 years ago weren't just ceremonies, they were extreme family bonding sessions. Instead of playing Scrabble or having dinner, they'd simply sacrifice their closest relatives. While most of us fight over grandma's jewellery, the Moche made sure family members went together to the afterlife, so no one stayed behind to squabble over the inheritance. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences offered such strange evidence that experts had to double-check the data over and over. Archaeologists from the University of California made a shocking discovery at Huacatao Viejo, a pyramid-shaped building where they buried an elite woman known as the Lady. Next to her, they found 5 others, including a teenage boy and girl. Brace yourself. They had been strangled with ropes made of plant fibers. Who needs a will when you can just take your relatives with you? At first, archaeologists thought the victims were random sacrifices to the gods, but genetic analysis showed they were all related to the Lady. Among them were her granddaughter and a man who turned out to be the father of the teenage boy who was sacrificed. A real family reunion, Moche style. Before this, researchers thought human sacrifice in Moche culture was mostly public religious events. But this family-centered pattern of sacrifice is something completely new. Carbon dating showed the 5 people, including the 2 teenagers, were buried at almost the same time. DNA sequencing helped them map out a complex family tree. 2 of the men buried there were probably the lady's brothers. One man may have been the father of the sacrificed girl, and another man, buried decades earlier, might have been the clan's grandfather. But why kill so many just to bury one woman? That part is still a mystery. Archaeologist Varian Schmidt suggested that by Mocha standards, strangulation might have been considered a gentler way to go. Sure, it sounds horrifying to us, but compared to having your heart cut out while still alive, it might almost seem merciful. I mean, would you rather be strangled or have your heart ripped out? Let's hope you never have to choose. Prehistoric brain eaters. Deep in the Mochi cave in southern Poland, researchers discovered something truly disturbing, forcing us to rethink prehistoric life. This wasn't a zombie apocalypse. What they found was even more real and unsettling. A recent analysis of human remains dating back to around 16,000 BC revealed a shocking truth. Prehistoric hunter-gatherers in that area actually practiced cannibalism, and it happened alarmingly often. It wasn't a rare, wild event where someone took a bite of the neighbor's leg at a mammoth barbecue. Eating human flesh was a regular survival strategy. Researchers closely examined 63 human bone fragments using high-tech 3-dimensional microscopes and discovered that about 70% showed cut marks, clear evidence of butchering. The patterns showed a special interest in extracting bone marrow and brains, which are rich in nutrients. Not that I know this from experience, scientists think the timing matters. As the last ice age ended, living conditions improved, but the population was growing, meaning more mouths to feed. Faced with scarce resources, some groups broke this ultimate taboo. The evidence suggests bodies were processed as food soon after death. Without any formal funeral, when someone died, they simply became the next meal. Some researchers believe fierce competition for food and territory led to conflicts where the winners literally ate the losers. Evidence of this kind of cannibalism from that time has now been found at least 5 different sites. Looks like prehistoric Poles really had a taste for human flesh. Near the village of Chambord, Archaeologists found 1,700-year-old Roman ruins built on top of a sacred Neolithic spring. If history teaches us anything, it's that people have always been great at reusing old real estate. And you know, the Romans were the original kings of renovation. This mysterious site had remains of a Roman pool and a stone wall around a fresh water spring, but the Romans weren't the first to enjoy these waters. The spring had been sacred for thousands of years before they arrived. People from the Neolithic era were bathing there over 6,000 years ago. Surprisingly, the spring still flows today. The Romans, with their advanced engineering, enclosed it in a wooden box and built a landscape pool surrounded by giant granite blocks. They transformed what had been a wild pond into a spa paradise. But, well, there was something darker too. No sacred place is complete without protection from evil. Archaeologists found a pottery fragment showing the face of Medusa, the snake-haired monster from Greek mythology. The Romans believed her image could ward off evil, which means someone looked at this peaceful spring and thought, better slap a monster face on it, just in case. Who knows what kind of spirits or demons were thought to lurk here, making the Romans feel the need to call in Medusa's help. This site isn't just random ruins, it's layers of civilization built on top of each other, from a sacred Neolithic site to a Roman mineral spa guarded by Medusa. After the Romans left, it was forgotten until today. The Maya didn't just love big cats, they were obsessed, to the point of ritual sacrifice. If you thought ancient Mesoamerican civilizations only built pyramids and made calendars, think again. Recent discoveries at the ancient Maya city of Copan in Honduras show that wild animals played a major role in society, from ritual sacrifices to strange prehistoric zoos. As early as the first millennium, Mesoamerican elites kept and used animals to display power. Jaguars and pumas were symbols of authority and were often sacrificed in complex rituals. According to a new study by anthropologist Nawa Sugiyama from George Mason University, these practices were far more widespread than historians previously thought. And by practices we mean everything from keeping large predators in captivity to trading their skins and meat. The Maya didn't have traditional livestock like cows or pigs, but they ran a surprisingly large animal economy. A shocking discovery was made at the altar, which sounds like a secret lab, but was actually where Maya kings proved their power. There, scientists found the remains of at least 16 jaguars, pumas and other big cats, along with birds. Why so many cats? In Maya culture, these animals symbolized strength. To be king, you sacrificed a jaguar and hoped the gods approved. But the real surprise came when researchers analyzed the animal's bones and teeth. The jaguars and pumas had been fed corn-fed turkeys before their deaths, meaning they were raised in captivity, not caught wild. At least they took good care of their fierce cats before sacrificing them. But it also shows the Maya found a safer way to get these animals instead of hunting them. The study also revealed many animals were traded from other parts of Mesoamerica, as if the Maya were running a dangerous, ancient, exotic pet business. For years, historians underestimated how deeply animals were woven into Maya society. Since the Maya didn't have large domesticated livestock, people assumed they didn't raise animals at all. Sugiyama's research proved the opposite. The disturbing part is just how often these majestic animals were sacrificed to please the gods. Imagine digging through your couch cushions and finding a secret compartment. Except instead of coins or popcorn, it's a mysterious underground structure that could rewrite history. And instead of your couch, you're digging under the Great Pyramid of Giza. That's exactly what scientists just did, though with high-tech scanners, not their bare hands. Archaeologists discovered an anomaly hidden beneath the royal cemetery near Khufu's pyramid, which is over 4,500 years old. And they have no clue what's inside. Treasure? A secret chamber? Maybe even the world's first lost and found box. Here's a quick, actually interesting history lesson. The Great Pyramid was built for Pharaoh Khufu, the largest and oldest pyramid in Egypt. Important people were buried nearby in stone tombs called mastabas. But one spot in the cemetery was completely empty. No tombs, no signs, not even a no parking sign. Naturally, scientists got curious. From 2021 to 2023, a Japanese team used ground-penetrating radar and electrical imaging instead of digging. And guess what? They found something very strange, an L-shaped structure connected to something even deeper underground. It wasn't natural, definitely made by humans. Or maybe ancient aliens. Who knows? The big question, what's under there? The top structure is about 33 feet long and buried 6.5 feet underground. Scientists think it might have been an entrance later filled in with sand. Below that is a deeper anomaly, but they have no idea what it is. It could be an empty room, a storage space, or just a big pile of sand and rocks. Worst case? The least successful basement renovation in ancient Egypt. Best case? A hidden royal tomb or sealed sarcophagus containing the body of an Anunnaki. Excavations are now officially underway, and experts can't wait to see what they find. Who are the Anunnaki, you ask? Many believe the trail leads to the legendary Anunnaki, ancient gods or sky beings. The name Anunnaki means those who came from the heavens to earth. In Sumerian myths, they were descended from Anu and Kai, the sky god and earth goddess. Some say the biblical Nephilim, the giant offspring of fallen angels and human women, might actually be the same as the Anunnaki. In the Book of Enoch, a text so controversial it was removed from the Bible, it said that 200 rebellious angels called the Watchers mated with human women and created giants who devoured everything, including people. Many scholars think the Anunnaki and Nephilim legends are linked. Researchers like Edward Linsky point out that ancient Mesopotamian texts place the Anunnaki on Mount Hermon, the same place where the Watchers supposedly fell to earth and built their giant offspring's factory. So, were the Anunnaki gods or ancient aliens? Did they create humanity and the giants? Maybe the best person to ask would be Gilgamesh, the semi-divine Sumerian king who travelled to Mount Hermon in search of pre-flood wisdom over 3,000 years ago. Described as two-thirds divine, Gilgamesh was said to be 16 or 18 feet tall. In the end, despite all his wisdom, even Gilgamesh couldn't escape death. According to ancient stories, the giants of the old world died out too. But the legends of the Anunnaki still fascinate us to this day. In the Book of Enoch, God was so angry with the Watchers that he ordered them to be bound and thrown into the valleys of the earth for 70 generations. Meanwhile, in Greek mythology, the rebellious Titans were locked away under Tartarus, the same word used in the Bible to describe the prison for fallen angels. It's all strangely connected, like an ancient cinematic universe where gods, giants and fallen angels share one sprawling legend. Emporr, now that's a name worth remembering. The ancient site of Emporr is one of the most important archaeological sites in all of Europe. It's located in the province of Girona, Spain, and it was once home to two major cities, the Greek city of Emporr and the Roman city of Emporr. What makes it special is that both cities peacefully coexisted side by side. From this very spot, both the Greeks and Romans spread their influence across what's now modern Spain. Even today, it's the only archaeological site in the region where you can find Greek and Roman settlements right next to each other. But Emporr still holds plenty of mysteries. The Greeks founded their city here in the 6th century BC as a trading hub. About 500 years later, in the 1st century BC, the Romans built their own city next door. Both cities thrived thanks to trade and, incredibly, never clashed with each other. Yet, by the 3rd century AD, the entire area was abandoned. People from both cities packed up and left, letting their once great buildings crumble over time. To this day, archaeologists still don't know exactly why. All that's left now are sun-baked mud brick walls and ruins too fragile to restore. Still, as excavations continue, there's hope that more clues will come to light. When the church of San Vitali in Italy was still being built, the Byzantine Emperor Justinian invaded the region in the 6th century. Justinian kept the construction going, turning this stunning church into a personal statement and a monument honouring Jesus Christ. Today, San Vitali is the only surviving Byzantine-era church still standing intact, and it's one of the most breathtaking buildings in Italy, decorated with incredible mosaics from the Byzantine Empire. From the outside, the church looks so amazing it's hard to believe it's real, but the inside is even more spectacular, with mosaics so beautiful they take your breath away. Thanks to Justinian's decision to keep building after conquering Italy, he managed to weave images of himself and his wife Theodora into the church's artwork, showing them as almost godlike rulers. Whether or not that matched reality, one of the biggest mysteries of this Byzantine church is who it's really dedicated to. Almost nothing is known about St. Vitalis's life. One story says he was born in Milan and buried alive while still breathing in Ravenna. Another claims he was tortured before burial. Some rumors say his wife and children were also martyred. It's also possible the church was built on the execution site of another martyr, St. Vitalis of Bologna. Back then, there were so many saints and martyrs that historians today still struggle to figure out who's who. The Egyptian Sphinx is one of the world's most mysterious landmarks, and it just keeps getting more interesting every year. There's growing evidence of a hidden chamber buried beneath the Sphinx's body in Giza that might hold treasure no one's ever found. The theory isn't new. It's been around for centuries. Everyone knows there's an entrance at the base of the Sphinx. It's been there for 4,500 years. But to this day, no one knows for sure what the pit beneath the Sphinx was actually used for, except that it leads to some very creepy underground rooms. Right now, historian Dr. Bettany Hughes believes the hollow space under the Sphinx extends into more chambers, and that they're not empty. The problem is that to find any treasure, you'd have to dig deep inside the Sphinx itself. That means tunneling further into a world-famous monument to explore the underground maze and hidden rooms below. One wrong move could bring the whole Sphinx crashing down and destroy a symbol recognized worldwide. It's believed that these rooms were sealed up extremely well during Pharaoh Khufu's reign, so well that finding the entrance today is nearly impossible. The only way in would be brute force, which the Egyptian government would never allow. So scientists hope to scan the Sphinx for more possible entrances, or at least get a glimpse inside to see if there really are hidden rooms full of lost treasure or secret mummies. Nothing conjures up the feeling of hidden ancient secrets quite like a dark, damp cave buried deep in the Amazon rainforest. Enter the strange world of the Quaver de los Taios in Ecuador. This place, also known simply as the Taios Cave, became famous worldwide in the 1970s thanks to some pretty wild stories. Finally, at the end of the video, I just want to thank you all for listening and encourage you to follow Secrets of the Ancients and watch our future videos. Don't forget to subscribe.